y'all? It's your boy Gibbons here.
We'll see.
And welcome to yet another episode of your Achromous podcast, episode 45. We made it, right? Episode 45. Look, happy Thanksgiving to everyone out there. I know it's Sunday. A lot of you guys are still recovering. I know I am in more ways than one. But you know, it's been a crazy week. It's been a very fun week. It's been a week to be thankful. It's been a week to express our gratitude in general, with whether it's with our families, our friends, or with our Achromous community. So we needed to put this special edition of the Achromous podcast together and bring it to you guys. So this format will be a little bit different. Conversations will just be us talking, chatting with each other, expressing our gratitude in general for life. And then, you know, of course, we want to turn it over to you and allow you an opportunity to express what you're thankful for or grateful for this holiday season.
Oh yeah, definitely. This is just us saying thank you, because we're grateful for all of you as well that's tuned in to watch and just been avid supporters and just a part of this healthy habit movement that we're on and we've been establishing. And this is the perfect time to do so. So we just really wanted to take the time out to just kick back, relax. We give you full of gems. Right now, we just want to decompress, have fun with you all. So
yeah,
thank you for joining.
Absolutely. And look, you know, if this is your first time here, or even if you're coming back and you have not done this yet and you're watching on YouTube, hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell, hit that like button, because anytime you go on YouTube and you want to hear some gems, you want to hear some motivational or inspirational content, and you just need a fix for that day, the Achromous podcast will be one of the first videos you see. And most of all,
it is free to do so. It's free to do all those things, and it's something I'm thankful for since we're kicking it off. So want to make sure to share that with Jay and to share with all of you as well. If you're familiar with that process, as Jay said, subscribe, like, hit that notification bell. We're going to bring the content to you, keep bringing it to you. You'll be the first to receive it. Not only that, you have an opportunity to share that along, pass those gems, those healthy habits that we're trying to establish. Let's get it out there. Let's spread that joy. Let's let others know what it feels like to feel good about yourself and about moving forward and progressing in life and loving yourself through that process.
Amen to that, brother. And look, I was feeling really great up until about 11:30 a.m. on Thanksgiving Day. So if you're watching this on YouTube, or if you're on Facebook, or if you're seeing the visual at all, I am sporting quite the shiner here in my right eye. So, you know, just to back up a little bit, you know, I'm a world traveler, as you guys know. So, you know, I was out in California this past Thursday for Thanksgiving. And, you know, lo and behold, I just walk into Mike Tyson, and, you know, he's having a great dinner with his family. You know, I didn't want to interrupt, but I'm a huge fan. You know what I'm saying? And I met him. You know, I was able to shake his hand. He's not as tall as I thought he was in person, but he's still really well put together, right? And so, you know, I'm a joker at heart, right? You guys know that. And I just, you know, I thought it was going to be a little funny. I know he was with his you know, his family, so I probably shouldn't have done this, but I'm also a fan of, like, you know, Sylvester the Cat, and I was just like thuckering thuckatash, and then just out of nowhere, I mean, this guy just clocks me right in my right eye, and you know, I immediately I was sent to the emergency room. You know, they did surgery. Thank goodness they were able to save this eye. But yeah, you know, being able to tell my kids in the future that I was hit in the face by none other than Iron Mike Tyson, it is something that I can take to the grave with me as well, knowing that I'm sporting a shiner by the baddest man on the planet. No, that clearly that didn't happen. I don't want Mike Tyson to hear this and all of a sudden start suing me. So let me retract all that. Yeah,
that'd be the worst of it.
Yeah, no, it was another Turkey Bowl game. As you know, if you're in Maryland, this is our 11th year doing the Turkey Bowl. It's tackle football, Thanksgiving Day, bunch of grown men running into each other without any shoulder pads, without any helmets. Real stupid. Yeah, I know. But, you know, just I was going in for a tackle. I was on defensive line. And, you know, inadvertently a guy's head just ran right into my eye. So it was extremely painful. I lost vision for about 7 minutes out of my right eye. I got it back and I went back into the game. And what's crazy is that, I don't know if I told you this yesterday, but even after that, I spent a good hour and a half still playing. We even played a full new game at a different field while I had an orbital fracture. Um, I don't know how I was able to do that. I think it was just adrenaline. I wasn't really feeling anything in my face. It was kind of numb. But when I got home and I blew my nose, which is the thing they tell you not to do if you have some type of fracture in your face, this whole eye just swell up. And so I was able to get some ice on it. So the swelling went down a little bit, but still quite painful. I'm on meds. I'm going to be healing this up. Hopefully I wouldn't have to do surgery, but I will be seeing a consultant early next week. And then we'll go from there. But I am officially retired from the active game of football. I'll still be around coaching, still say hi to folks when they are playing, but in terms of on-field play, I'm backing out, man. It's been injury after all these years. We'll see. I know you've been there. And every single year it's something, whether it's fingers, eyes, leg, feet, something is always getting banged up, injured. And I'm tired of it, quite honestly. So I am officially hanging it up here this year. So yeah, it's been like I said, it's been quite the week, man. We'll see. I hope your week has not been as up and down as mine has been.
Not nearly as exciting as that.
Sure.
Yeah, it's been pretty good. I'm injury free.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
Besides, just the exhaustion from work, whatnot, but the excitement of the holidays and just getting to, spend time with family, friends, and just kick back and relax a little bit and just enjoy the fruits of life, what it has to offer. Just paying attention to those things has been very, very, very good. Good for the soul. Yeah, but in your case, Jay, oh man, look, guys, when Jay's referencing body injuries and stuff, he probably has legit had an injury to each one of those parts. And this happens every year,
every single
for the
year.
Turkey Bowl, every year.
Every single year.
And this, funny stories this year, he was so, I'm putting it out there. We talked about this and he told me that he was going to be refereeing this year. I'm like, look, brother, we're getting up there. We can't be out there with the young ones like that. Like, we can't I mean, it's more about proving it to ourselves at this point, but like, you gotta step it back. He's like, I want to just, referee this year, just kind of oversee it. And I'm like, when you get a sniff of that, what's familiar, I don't know. And then like, I didn't hear from him. So we were talking in the group, with our boys. And, he just went MIA. I was like, okay. And then I get a message in a call and FaceTime, and then I just see him like he was. I was just like, and I knew before he said anything, I just knew. And like, so how's this gonna go?
I come like a dog with his tail between his legs, knowing I screwed up. No, and I'm like, well, here's an explanation. Here's another event I'm missing. I know, happy belated birthday to your mom. And I know you guys had, I know you guys had a fun time. I know she was surrounded by love and I could have been there. But selfishly, my eye almost burst straight out of my head. And again, this is part of the reason why I had to put this aside, because each time this happens, I miss certain things, or I'm not able to participate or be active because I'm just out. So, I'm like, all right, let me stop being selfish with myself here, and let me take a step back from my friends and my family and be here for a long term. Because look, it takes just one blow to the head, one blow to the back to put you out permanently and change your life forever. So I've been getting really lucky with these injuries. And I don't want my luck to run out. So I've backed out of it. And yeah, I know once you called, saw my eye, saw the face, I'm like, yeah, I couldn't help it. Initially when I went there, honestly, that's what I was starting to do. I set up the field as I always do every year, set up the cones, went over the rules, all that stuff. And they needed one, right? They were short one. It was 10 and 11. They're like, just come in just for a few plays, a little bit, just, just some tackles. I'm like, all right, I'm in.
Come in.
Yeah,
A little bit.
that's how it always is. That's how they get you. So
That's right.
you know what? If I ever show up, bro, I'm showing up in jeans. I'm showing up in a suit. Because then there's no chance of me getting out there. But it was good, man. It was still good getting out there and being thankful to see these people that I see every year. And some of them I only get an opportunity to see once a year. So having this event and being able to chop it up with folks and seeing them grow, man, from one year when we started back in 2009, and a lot of us at the time didn't have we didn't have children, and all that stuff, to seeing some of them come out now and bringing out their kids and stuff, and it is really dope to see. So this annual tradition I still want to have going, but I'm not going to be participating in.
Yeah, understandable. I mean, and you just got to find other methods, ways to adapt to it, and just evolve your thought process through this. You know what? Next year, Jay will be probably applying the 21-3 method for that, just to make sure that he's okay. Do that. You got to make sure you get your psyche right. But I totally agree with what you said about being thankful. And the journey, enjoy along the way. And we like to use this time of the year to kind of reflect on that, for what has transpired from last year to this time. And there's a lot to be thankful for. For one, we're here. We're alive, we're in our moment, so to speak. And we're still growing, still learning, no different than what Jay went through. And sometimes you get to a point in life where you got to go through these cycles and go through these events until, it's time for something new. So I guess he'll be venturing in a new part of his journey in that way. And it's just one of those moments to just kind of reflect on, in the midst of like eating all that good food and having itis and maybe getting that one nap that you were looking forward to. Just being thankful to just be here, to even reflect on these things together as a community, a healthy place to do so, and hopefully a sense of empowerment to just kind of feel good, or that no matter what you've been through this year, that you're still here. I think that's really something to be grateful for, and to give yourself enough credit, because when you really think about it, we underestimate what all it takes to stay alive, to still be present, to still be here. It's to give thanks unto yourself, because it's a lot to just be here. I mean, heck, to breathe without thinking about it, to just keep your mind where it needs to be, to put yourself in a good and healthy atmosphere as best you can. And even if you aren't in that atmosphere, to be able to arm your mind with the tools to help you get through whatever those difficult moments look like. Because if you're fortunate enough to see a new day, there's always a new chance of something better for yourself. So for us, this is just one way. We're just hoping to just spread joy, spread thanks, give thanks, and to being able to still be present in the now, spread that out. And we want that sort of feedback from you guys too, to share with us too, once we recap on this. What are you thankful for this year? With my job, I have a manager position. So one of the things we talked about in our team meeting last week was that, which is, what are you thankful for? Just for you, like whatever that looks like. And it was an awesome feeling to just kind of, for everyone to come together and just kind of express what they felt, because it's sometimes in hearing what others feel and how that, them express themselves the best they can, you kind of reflect and you realize, well, you know what? I do have things to be thankful for too. And I can relate to that, and there's a camaraderie amongst folks, and it brings people together, bring them closer to each other, and have a better understanding. So part of being thankful in that regard is being willing to have an open perspective, an open mind, and in doing so, it'll open the door so you'll be more willing to grow, and be ready for whatever's next. How about you, Jay?
Yeah. I want to say that I am, with everything that has happened these past couple years, with the growth in our community, with the opportunity to sit here and give thanks and express our gratitude, for the things that are happening in our personal lives and our business lives. I would have to say that I'm thankful for growth. I'm thankful that I'm able to be within growth, to actually see it happen and see the results of that. It's funny to say, like, with all these episodes, episode 45 being today, um, each and every episode has taught me a little bit more about not just you, but myself, and not just us, but our community. And I'm forever grateful for that, because without this avenue, without this media to get this sort of this content out there, um, we wouldn't be able to touch the people that we do, and we wouldn't be able to be touched by the people that we're touched by. So I'm forever thankful for just growth in general, whether it's growth in our personal lives, growth in our business lives as well, and just growth within our community. People who've reached out during these past 365 days, or have really, they've gone to the point of, before it was more, man, this content is great, thanks for putting it out, to a bit of a confessional. A lot of people, they come back and they say, man, I was doing XYZ, and then I saw episode 15, and when you mentioned that, I try to do this thing instead of doing that, and it's helped me here. And that's beautiful, because you're starting to see a lot of people open up. You're starting to see a lot of people become more comfortable with being uncomfortable. And, in some cases, they're opening up to strangers they've never met before. They feel like they are connected with us in such a way because we've been able to be so vulnerable on these podcast episodes. So it gives people the opportunity, the motivation, the inspiration to share their stories as well. And that is the core of the Achromous movement, the Achromous podcast, Achromous fitness. It's about athletes who matter. It's about people who matter and people who understand that they matter. And it's about sharing their stories with our community, because we all matter in this. So I'm grateful for the growth that we've experienced, again, in our personal lives, and through the Achromous podcast, through Achromous fitness, and the Achromous movement in general. And I'm grateful for the opportunity to be on this every single week, for the past 45 weeks straight, and being able to put this out there for our community to digest, for us to grow, for them to grow, and for everybody to grow with each other.
Oh yeah, I share the same sentiment. This journey, couldn't have imagined it being um as um much of a necessity as it's become, and just our personal development, and as you mentioned, in the development of others who seek to be better for themselves, for no one else but themselves, because they understand the importance of their worth, and
Yep.
they're willing to fight for that, to be better, for them, and in being better for yourself, everyone else around you that you care about benefits from it as well.
All right.
And it's infectious, and that's kind of what this journey has been, from the beginning of what it started out as, when we knew we were ready to partake into the podcast realm, and to this form of, an outlet to reach people. um you know Realizing and reflecting where we were in our lives, and where I was in my life personally, and just still growing, and us being able to use this as an outlet to kind of express ourselves,
Yeah.
in a way that we didn't know at the time was possible, to become as vulnerable as we've been, and just kind of share that with the world. And that's what happened, and that's what's been happening. And each episode that we've provided has been relatable to whatever we're dealing with, and the experiences of this, what we've thought through it, and trying to strive to stay positive through that process, no matter what it looks like,
Yeah.
to find the alternative, even when it's not as easy to come by. Like, this life, as we know, the things you go through aren't always the easiest, but you learn, and you build your character from your experiences. And if I've learned anything this year, is just to come through a place of acceptance, being a part of, uh, you know, our community that we've established and establishing are establishing, It's helped me to get to a place of acceptance.
Mm-hmm.
And it's okay to be as I am. It's okay to not be okay at times. But what you do and the actions you take is what matters, because you do. You matter. And that's something that I was still struggling as even when we started to hold on to and understand. But being able to go back and reflect on episodes, or as Jay said, there's time having folks who've reached out to us through our DMs, and just in general, the folks we had no idea was even watching, or even knew, or even times when we thought we like, well, we don't know how's reaching folks, but we're going to keep doing this. And to get feedbacks where, having people that tell you, hey, you're a strong person, but you've helped my life. Sharing your stories that you've shared has helped me in certain parts of my life. And I thank you for being brave to do that, because not too many people was willing to put themselves out there, because I I have a chance to do something with that, and to be better, and to know that I'm not alone. And that's a big part of understanding that this community represents um unity, and we really push that, and we believe it, and we care about every single one of you, those we've met, those we haven't. And we just really want the best for everyone out there, because if we can get to a place of society where everyone is on that same thought process, the world itself will be a beautiful place to be in any era of any time. And we understand that it takes each person to make that difference, to open up your mindset. But in order to even get to that, we got to do the work inward first, and see what that looks like. And if you have a group of like-minded folks to help you with support along that way, you will be better. You will do better. You'll adjust, adapt, evolve your thought process in life, and how you move and what you decide to do. And you'll feel better for it, because I know I can honestly say, with all this transpired, I'm grateful for the Achromous, um, just in general, because it was life changing. And I couldn't be as I am today if we didn't have the opportunity to have the platform to allow me to express myself in a place where this has become, a safe haven. It's become sacred, that I'm me at all times, but here I can bear my heart and my soul, my blood, my sweat, my tears. I can give everything I have here, because I want to make a difference. Jay wants to make a difference, and more importantly, we're choosing to do so. And it's definitely reached others out there, and to help them become more empowered in themselves. And we focus a lot as well on the mental health aspect, and mental health awareness, because it's big, it's important. It's an area that we don't all most folks don't always address or shy away from. But give thanks to yourself for being here today, for fighting through whatever you're fighting through, um, whatever you're going through in life. You're still here. You're a champion in your own right. You're a fighter, and you're gonna give this life the best you got to give until your last breath. And that's what we all do. But knowing that you have a healthy support system of some kind is going to definitely help empower you along the way. And I love to believe this is what we provide and what we represent. And we'll continue to do so. So I'm thankful for everything. Thankful for the opportunity to have met the wonderful people I've had a chance to meet from all over the world. Um, that I wouldn't have been able to meet outside of here, had we not took this venture and where we're headed. We've met wonderful people, beautiful souls, and it just let us know we are not so different. We're not so different.
Very true.
We all go through trials and tribulations, but we're not so different.
Yeah.
So don't have to go through them by yourself.
Very true.
And if you have a good outlet with healthy gyms that are provided to you to kind of reestablish yourself, give you a good self-reflection moment to check yourself and to reevaluate where you are in your life, how could you not progress? Because again, as Jay always says, it's 1%, just 1%. So even right now, what we're given is just 1% of something better. Yep. And it ultimately is for you.
Absolutely. And look, even for those who we knew in the past or we've known of before, who have shared some aspects of their story that we've probably never heard, it just goes to show that this podcast that we've created, it has a special effect on certain people. With all of the guests that we've had on, as soon as we brought them on, they flipped this switch that I didn't even know existed within them. Especially for those that I've known personally, people I've, we've talked to a lot of these people prior to even having them on the podcast, and then being able to see them literally transform before our eyes on this podcast is something that's completely, it's incredible to see, because we don't sit there and script this with them before they come on. Once we have them on, we introduce them to our community and we allow them the opportunity to tell their story. And each and every time you hear it, it's that same triumph over tragedy story. It's that same building healthy habits, growing success, and understanding where they're going. It's them understanding their purpose and being able to get to that part where they needed to be. And them allowing us to have their time for them to express themselves on this, knowing that they're still on that journey, they're still rolling through it. They're not there yet, but they're almost there. And I think that's a spot that a lot of people out there don't get a chance to see when it's happening. We end up seeing it when they're already there, when it's over. But to be along with them on that journey is something I'm grateful to be a part of. Because it is about the journey as much as it is about the destination. And if you don't know where you're going, if you don't know how you're getting there, you're not going to get there. So to be able to have them on, for them to express their journey, and to know that they understand their purpose and they know where they're going in life, it is incredibly motivating. It's an inspirational for not just us, but I know people in our community who are hearing it. And for those who are constantly supporting, for those who have just started tuning in and started going back and listening to some of the gems, number one, we thank you. But number two, this will continue to go. We will continue to grow. We have a whole other year coming up ahead of us once we pass episode 52. We will be doing these same episodes. We'll be having these same gems. But then on top of that, we'll be exploring different avenues in order to build our community, in order to expand our community, and in order to continue to grow our community the way it's growing. Looking back on this, even when we started with episode 1, I couldn't see us getting where we are now. From meeting strangers to having strangers tell us their story, to watching people grow right in front of our eyes. It's been a blessing to see. And I can't wait to see what this new year has for Achromous podcast.
Yeah. Exciting times lie ahead. Just want to continue to give 1% every day along the way, so that at all times we can give, honest, raw, and just healthy habits, and gems to you, as best we can, as best we know how. In order for that to happen, we have to continue to do the work ourselves, and find ways of making sure we can involve the community in this process, so that you understand that you're with this journey, not just a part of it. You're with the movement and helping to establish the foundation of what this looks like, for the world to see as a whole. And just knowing that you matter through that process is everything. And we appreciate you all. And that's really what we wanted to make sure that this episode was about. Nothing in particular, but just to give thanks, because this is the best time to do so. So we thank you all. Thank you sincerely from the bottom of our hearts.
Absolutely. And again, we thank you for joining us this Sunday. I know some of you guys are still in a food coma. You probably haven't seen sunlight in a few days because you've just been trapped in your room and your cave or wherever you are listening to this Achromous podcast today. But we do want to thank you. We want you to get ready for this new week that is coming. And then the holidays to come as well. We'll have some more episodes like this where we have an opportunity to give thanks. We have an opportunity to reach out to our community from a different perspective. This is what we wanted to do today. So if this is the first time you're hearing us, if you have come on this episode and this is the special edition episode that you're hearing of the Achromous podcast, it's the first one you're hearing, thank you for coming. Thank you for being a part of this. Thank you for listening. But if you have been here before and you still do not know what we are about, And even if you have issues spelling our name, well, let me help you out today. Achromous, baby. You can catch us on Spotify, catch us on Facebook, catch us on TikTok, catch us on Instagram, and you can catch us on YouTube. And if you are watching us on YouTube, you hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, you hit that notification bell. So the next time that you get a new episode of your Achromous podcast, you'll be one of the first to see it. And most of all, once again,
it's free to do so.
Crazy.
Let's not forget that, Jay.
Crazy. Absolutely crazy. Look, again, we want to thank you for joining us this Sunday. Our episode next Sunday, we'll dive in a little bit more on the fitness side, because I know it's something that we haven't touched in a while. If not at all, I don't think, at least on the physical side, for the Achromous podcast. So it's something that we want to kind of tap in on to and express how exercise affects your mental health. And it's something that we want to get into a bit, knowing that, the New Year's resolutions are coming around again. Want to make sure that you're prepared for it. We'll also have updates on the 21-3 method, where we are with it, when you will be able to gain access to it, and all that great stuff. So once again, happy Thanksgiving. I hope you are going to enjoy this upcoming week. Enjoy the rest of your Sunday. I am J.H. Gibbons.
And we'll see.
Peace.